Yo, what's happening, fanbase, and welcome to my very first ranking video. I don't do a lot of ranking videos because something I feel like a lot of people do, but since I wanted to do it, I had to do it Nuck style. If you do like this style, it will be the first of a series in ranking different things in anime. Today, ranking the top 25 One Punch Man villains by cuteness, which I think is the most prominent characteristic in most of these villains. Subscribe if you want really factual analysis videos that will blow your mind with my preambling logic. And I don't want to take too long with an intro, but let's just say 10,000 likes, and soon we'll be getting ranking the saddest anime deaths by humor. Low-key, the memes are growing stronger within me, and it's beginning to terrify me. But while I'm at the height of terror, let's begin with Carnage Kabuto. Now, Carnage Kabuto, I feel like gets a bum rap. I haven't really heard anyone talk about how cute he actually is. As we know, first he fought Genus and annihilated him, and then when he fought Saitama, he went into rage mode and originally was slapping Saitama around. Saitama did not attack him, and the reason is simple. It's because Carnage Kabuto is just too cute to attack. When he learned in middle of the battle that Carnage Kabuto's rage mode can last the duration of a week, he then realized that if he would let himself be slapped around for a week like that, he would miss the sale in the grocery store, which is an absolute no-no. So only then did he have to take out Carnage Kabuto, and he blew him up in one punch. Such a shame. And I personally believe the reason why he didn't do that earlier was just because Carnage Kabuto's cute, man. When I first saw Saitama and he darted all the way back to the other end of the room and he started whimpering, it was adorable. Not as cute as the next 24 villains, though. Next, we got Goro Goro, the tactical advisor of the Monster Association. Now, this video will contain no spoilers. Even if I briefly mention spoiler characters, I will not tell you anything about them. Goro Goro is thick. I mean, look at those dimpy little legs and the fluffy little body. He's so cute. I'd want a Goro Goro plushie, and I think it would be a bestseller. But as cute as he is, the reason why he's on this list, because otherwise he would not be higher than Carnage Kabuto, it's simply because in one's artistry, not Murata's, you know, the webcomic with some of the most beautiful art on the face of the planet, Goro Goro has those nipple tentacles, and honestly, that just carves a pathway to the heart. He can literally give you a hug without even using his arms, just by using his nipple tentacles, which I don't think is a fetish yet, but I would not put it past the world. On the cuteness scale, I'd give Goro Goro 4 nipple tentacles out of 5, and I'm gonna immediately be getting on that script, analyzing this far too deep philosophy behind Goro Goro's nipple tentacles. I cannot see anything going wrong with that one. Next, Overgrown Rover. So this is a dog monster thing that only showed up in the manga, and he shoots these massive nuclear laser thingos that cause absolute destruction in their wake, but in the end of the day, it's a puppy. Next, Hammerhead. Now, Hammerhead has the cuteness appeal of a baby. I mean, look at that big forehead, the round, puffy cranium, how his most memorable scene is him running away in his birthday suit, and how he literally organized a gang of other baby-looking creatures to basically have a temper tantrum with him together because he was upset at the world for literally nothing, just like babies. Even when Saitama dealt with him, he dealt with him like a good parent would, by taking away his toy and having him run away naked crying. Next villain, Vaccine Man. And Vaccine Man is just adorable. I mean, he looks exactly like Piccolo, except he's purple. I think that the one thing that held Piccolo back from being the cutest Dragon Ball character is the fact that he was green as opposed to purple. And well, Vaccine Man solved that issue with spades. He's also called Vaccine Man, so he obviously believes in vaccinating children, which normally I wouldn't say is per se cute. I would say it's normal, but due to the state of the world we're in, where people actually think that that should not be done, I guess it does grant some points on the cuteness scale due to the sheer stupidity of the competition. Next villain, the praying Mantis Guy, and oh man, do I love him. I mean, he pops into Saitama's apartment, and he's about to say his name. In fact, he's in the middle of his introduction, and immediately Saitama splatters his face against the wall in just the cutest way ever. The guy was so nice. He walked in, and he started, before doing anything, like obviously he was here to harvest the organs of his enemies, leaving them in suffering, but before doing any of that, he politely introduced introduced himself, and Saitama took the right course of action. He didn't let him stop his introduction, because then Saitama would have to be a gentleman and say, "Hi, Praying Mantis, my name is Saitama," and then they would have to get into like a friendly conversation. And Saitama was just looking to avoid that, but it doesn't negate the cuteness of Praying Mantis Guy introducing himself before attempting to brutally murder innocent civilians. Next, we have Bakuzan, and I just have to say, there's something really adorable about people being upfront and straightforward. Saitama was like, "Yo, dude, I want to learn about martial arts. Help out a brother." And he was like, "You know what? No problem, fam." So he walked up to Saitama and he was like, "First, I'm gonna attack you at your lower leg. Then, hit you with an ultimate punch to the stomach. After that, I will break all the bones of your body and rip his neck off and turn his brain into mulch and all those nice other things." But he was mentoring him. Saitama just straightforward said, "Hey, I'm here to learn about martial arts." And Bakuzan's like, "All right, well, here's the agenda of my technique." And then he was going to try it out on him. I mean, if I'm about to brutally kill someone, and before I do that, they say, "Yo, I was just curious about murder and stuff. How exactly do you go about doing it?" Well, if I was polite, I would go through the steps and show them the ropes before finishing the job. The only reason why Bakuzan isn't higher on this list is because his pride got in the way and he actually thought he would win, where Saitama just bitch slapped him to oblivion and was victorious, which I thought, again, in a way, was pretty cute, because there isn't something I enjoy more than a character hyping himself up for 5 minutes before getting completely expectation subverted when Saitama annihilates them. That is pretty cute. Next, we have Elder Centipede, and you know me already. Old guys in anime, they're just the cutest things ever. Look at Netero with his cute beard, hopping around all jovially, playing ball with Gon and Killua. Look at someone like the third Hokage, caring about his village, getting nosebleeds looking at Naruto's sexy jutsu, which isn't weird at all, even though Naruto's a 12-year-old kid. And the list goes on. Old dudes in anime are just really freaking adorable. And I think Elder Centipede is just like that. I mean, he's this old dude. He cares about his friends and family. He lives his daily life. And I think that old people get made fun of too much, because especially in anime, old people are generally the most badass. Like, Bang's a cute old dude, and so is Elder Centipede. I mean, look how massive his face is. His face is literally the size of those giant floating heads from Rick and Morty. Can you imagine getting dentures? It's so cute to think about. Next, we have Krablante. It's a fat, whining crab monster with a diaper. It just waddles around with a diaper. No pants, no shoes, and it even has nipples drawn on its body. This one just writes itself, fam. Next, Nyan, which is an adorable little kitty, which alone would allow it to get featured on this list. I mean, cat girls in anime are just adorable, but it would be next to Overgrown Rover, since that's here for the puppy appeal. However, this kitty also sweats upwards when he sees Saitama, and sweating upwards is one of my new fetishes, as established by Garrow in episode 3 of season 2. Next, we have Gouketsu. Allow me to preface with saying that so many characters in different anime are cute just because of their quirkiness. Like, you have Raftalia from Shield Hero, who always has that really cute pouty face, and you have Kana from Dragon Maid, who expressionlessly eats crabs in the cutest way possible. And then you have Gouketsu, another one of the most adorable anime characters, where every time he speaks, he only speaks by lifting up his upper lip on half of his mouth. And depending on the manga panel, it's always on a different half of his mouth. Either it's his top right lip that's getting picked up, or it's his top left lip. He never opens his whole mouth to speak. And it's that quirkiness that makes me just giggle to look at the guy. Also, unlike almost every other guy that fights One Punch Man, he doesn't go through the whole monologue saying how powerful he is and how he's such a major threat to the human race and stuff. I mean, we don't exactly know what he says. He kind of gets killed off screen, but that's irrelevant. Getting killed off screen just makes it even more adorable. I mean, Suiryu's all shaken up about the fight. Gouketsu leaves, Saitama chases him, and all of a sudden, into the stadium comes flying Gouketsu's severed head, and it splats right in front of Suiryu in a very gruesome manner. And honestly, I think that was just Saitama's way of telling Suiryu, hey, you think Gouketsu's gonna beat me? Don't get ahead of yourself. Oh my god, One Punch Man's so cute. Next, Genyu Ganshoop. And honestly, he makes it here because of his name, Genyu Ganshoop. You can call him Genyu, you can call him Shoopy, but even more than that, he praises himself to be the greatest psychic, telekinetic, tentacle dude of all time. And Saitama annihilates him by throwing a pebble at his face. That's a very cute way to take down the most powerful psychic of all time, and I think it grants him this place on the list for that reason alone. Next, we have Armored Gorilla. So, a bunch of these genetically mutated human monster thingos attacked Saitama's apartment, and Genus is like, Master, I'll take care of this. trying to get his master to start liking him since he just became his disciple. He, with the speed of a rocket, launches himself down the stairs, finds himself outside, and Saitama's already there and already defeated like half the enemies. So, Genus picks a fight with Armored Gorilla, and while Saitama completely annihilates his opponents with ease and disinterest, Genus is struggling his ass off against this gorilla. And it's a whole back and forth fight until eventually he's victorious. And he's like so proud of himself because it's the only fight ever that he wasn't completely obliterated while fighting. So, this is a very cute scene. It's the scene of a student trying to make his master proud by not coming anywhere close to his master and not actually getting completely obliterated in a fight. Gorilla Guy was all too eager to divulge secret information because he didn't want to die, and honestly, dying is not cute, therefore not wanting to die equals cute. Also, he's a recurring character, which is hilarious, but that's manga spoilers. Next, we have 100 Eyes Octopus, and not only is it a giant octopus with 100 eyes and many tentacles, first, it humiliates all of the A-ranks that try to kill it. Then, it humiliates Flashy Flash by only getting more angry when he tries to kill it. And then, it's giant tentacle monster versus Lolly, and I've seen enough hentai to know how cute this was gonna get. Next, we have the Deep Sea King. Now, the Deep Sea King, by its own right, would not be this high on the list at all. It does help that it's always wet, but the only reason why it's as high as it is because we know Puri Puri Prisoner. We know that all the damage he takes is damage he loves. All the opponents he fights are opponents he loves. He explains in the manga, which I said I wouldn't spoil, but I'm only gonna spoil this one little quote. If I love all, my love will overpower them, and they cannot hurt me. That is the fighting style of Puri Puri Prisoner. So, if Puri Puri Prisoner loves Deep Sea King, then that's a stamp of approval for the best of us. Then again, Puri Puri Prisoner loves everything, but hey, that's just a theory. A gay theory! And that was my best pun of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we have the Monster King Orochi, which is freaking adorable. I mean, not to spoil anything that's gonna happen, but it's this big behemoth-like foe that is even cooler than that because it's made of dragons. Usually, the final opponent is a massive dragon, but this guy's so badass, he's made of dragons. But that's not why he's cute. He's cute because of this little exchange of dialogue with Saitama before they actually clash. And no, I will not spoil the actual fight, but yes, I will read you a few lines of pre-fight banter because it definitely earns in the cuteness spot this high up. And I quote Orochi, "You, sir, have truly piqued my interest. A human who is able to reach the pinnacle of strength of living organisms. How effective will that be against me? I'm somewhat looking forward to it. Will you be able to awaken those faint emotions and my sense of self that is slipping away? I, the ultimate life form, the greatest natural enemy mankind has ever faced, Monster King Orochi!" And then he's immediately interrupted by Saitama, our boy, Cuteness Incarnate, where Saitama says, "Nope, enough is enough. On the contrary, I have no interest in you whatsoever." What are you getting so excited yourself for? I'm sorry, but I'm tired of hearing these self-introductions. King of this, ancient weapon of that, final evolution of something, sealed whatnot, whole universe whatever, so on and so forth. I fought a ton of dudes like you. What's the big difference? All this stuff about ultimate life form, you'll end up getting one punched anyway. This exchange was so adorable. How could you not put Monster King Orochi this high up? Not to mention the fact that he's made out of dragons. Did I mention the fact that he's made out of dragons? Next, we have Dr. Genus. This is the leader of the House of Evolution. He has created so many organic life forms that are extremely powerful, yet somehow always get defeated by Saitama, much to everyone's surprise. It seemed like he was going to be a major player in the game. And then he lasted one episode, which was not exactly major player material. However, Dr. Genus also made a ton of clones of himself, and the cutest part is he's always arguing with them. What's the point of making so many clones of yourself so that you can come up with an idea and all the other clones are going to bicker and freak out about how insane of an idea it is? He literally created his own team of people that share the exact same mindset as him, except they're slightly dumber, so are always impressed with the crazy ideas he comes up with. That is adorable and something I totally would do if I had the ability to do so. Next, we have Garrow. And Garrow is a villain, even though he is not a monster. I think it's adorable that he wants to be the strongest creature ever, even though he comes out of many fights looking as badly as Genus. So it just makes his statement of becoming the strongest ever a bit cuter. I mean, we saw how his fight with Saitama went, not that that's any indicator, but he was beaten by Watchdog Man. You have to be a pretty adorable villain if you want to become the strongest ever and lose to a dude in a furry suit. Low-key, Garrow's one of my 3 favorite characters in One Punch Man. I will definitely be making an analysis video on him later. His cuteness is just off the charts. Next, Lord Boros. Definitely have to do a video on him as well. Boros, as we all know, is the most powerful life form ever. He's come to this planet to find a strong opponent because he's far stronger than everyone and no one will ever be able to challenge him, and he's so sad because he'll never find anyone. And then he meets Saitama, and believe it or not, he wasn't much of a challenge. But it is kind of cute because there's a song I know that very well fits Boros' mantra. Boros says, I'm the strongest being in the universe, and Saitama would be like, deja vu, I've heard this crap before. It's almost like people just do this to annoy me. Deja vu, Saitama did it again. Killed him in just one punch. That never happens. I thought that was a cute song. Worthy of putting Boros here. Next, we have Ugly Fuhrer. And I didn't even get far enough in the web comic to get to Ugly Fuhrer, but his name is Ugly Fuhrer, and that's adorable. Next, Dos, or D-O-S. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she is one thick woman. But that said, as we know, there are many arts of the woman, and one of them is cute, a separate one is dominatrix. They very often do not coincide. So, you're probably wondering why she's this high. Tits, fam. Next, we have Mosquito Woman, who is not a dominatrix, just a bloodsucker, which is far cuter, even though it's something I personally try to stay away from as well. Yes, I literally just put her above DOS because she's good at sucking, and no, I am not ashamed of that. The fact that she genuinely loves what she does, and it also has the ability to get me demonetized, is just a passion that I enjoy, and there is something adorable in passionate women, which is why Megumin from Konosuba holds a very dear place in my heart, in a totally platonic way, of course, but the moment she hits 18, it may be slightly less platonic. Next villain, Phoenix Man, and well, manga spoilers, but Phoenix Man is ticklish, and to literally defeat a massive opponent because they're ticklish is so cute, it's so adorable, and definitely fitting to put Phoenix Man in number 4. And now we are up to the top 3. Number 3, Ground Dragon. Ground Dragon is actually the name of the little mole guy that traveled around with King of the Beasts and Armored Gorilla. Now, Mole Guy is adorable. Yes, he digs underground, he gets scared by Saitama and stuff, and that's all nice and good, but what's really cute about him, and what really scored him this high on the list, is the fact that he calls himself Ground Dragon. Yes, this guy who has literally no combat power, the Ground Dragon. There's something cute about cute anime girls that are called, like, the Tiny Tiger, like in Toradora, and that is the very same cuteness appeal that Ground Dragon has in One Punch Man. Ground Dragon is truly a waifu that competes with the best. The way it has its cute little growls. Ground Dragon. Next, we have Black Sperm. And by the name, Black Sperm, not exactly someone that you're going to think is freaking adorable. And since it's manga spoilers, I will not really be talking about who he is or what he does. I will just have you know that he's incredibly powerful and he's literally the manga embodiment of Ochinchin Daisuki Desu yo from Filthy Frank, and it's beautiful. I can't think of a YouTuber much cuter than Filthy Frank, and Black Sperm is the literal, metaphorical, as well as physical manga representation of the Dark Lord Ochinchin. If you were a fan of Filthy Frank, then I think you agree with me 100% on this placing, and if not, no amount of explaining on my part will be able to connote the awesomeness and adorability of Black Sperm. Number 1, cutest villain in all of One Punch Man, Speed of Sound Sonic. I always had a thing for tsundere harem member love interests, and Speed of Sound Sonic did not disappoint. Let's immediately list off a few things that cute tsundere love interests in a harem do for the harem protagonist. They're always embarrassed to see him. They always want to see him, even though they make believe they hate him. They always try to insult him and prove that they're superior, when in actuality, they're not. And they end up falling in love with him, slowly but surely. Not only that, but Speed of Sound Sonic wears tight clothes. He's always looking for excuses to meet Saitama, even though he, wink wink, hates him. And the biggest dead giveaway of all of this is the fact that what is one thing harem protagonists do all the time, to the point that it became a trope? Whether it's the guy or the woman, especially with tsunderes, someone will slip, fall, or make an interesting movement, and the dude's hands will, totally by accident, land on the tsundere woman's breasts, which will make her feel all awkward and stuff, but is also pretty adorable. Now, to members of the untrained eye, Speed of Sound Sonic does not actually have breasts, because he's a dude, but Saitama did accidentally touch his private parts, and that scene has gone down as one of the fan favorite moments of the entire series. It was the moment that Speed of Sound Sonic then ran away in embarrassment, yet still is constantly coming after him. Speed of Sound Sonic is the cutest tsundere villain in all of One Punch Man, and I kind of want to do a whole video on him now as well, because One Punch Man is my 3rd favorite anime of all time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this factual, non-meme whatsoever ranking list, and if you want me to do more non-meme ranking lists, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you want the topic to be, whether it's ranking the saddest anime deaths by humor or ranking the greatest hentai series by plot. I'm all ears, and I'm curious to hear your take. Again, 10,000 likes and we churn out another one. Definitely subscribe so I know that you're enjoying this series, and you're not just liking to give me a hassle coming up with reasons why different monsters in One Punch Man are cute. Most of them were not hard to come up with because they are pretty adorable. But that's besides the point. Link in the description to my Twitter. Feel free to follow me there, as well as the link to my Patreon. All patrons are invited to the Discord server, and every single one of you is greatly appreciated. I wanted to especially thank David Anole, Negus Nogus, Burning Bush, Rise Warren, Sage of Snake, Wilson Fletcher, Team Sparky65, Lazy Ronan, Girthy Worm Jim, Trey Niblet, Alison Stricker, The Wolf of Gar, JD Fincher, Laser, The Ethan, Ravy Landek, Jordan, White Noise 32, Nasty Frank's Barbecue, Stanley Ramsrud, Bestest Daddy Cross, Mitchell Gurnett, Miriam Ramirez, Tregreen, Hammers the Great, Ian Martin, Praise Lord du Girgimeshu, Billy Thompson, Serial Flex Offender, Shinon, Lord Sasho Maru, Kid Ori, JJ Slabrams, Joshua Faber, The Night Brights, LJ, Kaiser Wanar, alias Anden Soko, Nothing But a Fan, Divine Reigns, Hexiled, Teo Kui, Skyler Legs, some guy named Bob, Samuel Guzman, Burning Halo, Los Polos Hermanos, Juan Centano, King Rainbow, Jeffrey Baltazar, Camelane, and Karma. I also wanted to thank the Lord Tweeger Rank, Steelers, Chubbs is the Man, Noctress 13, Cream My Pancake, Pod 6 was Jerks, Elliot Gonzalez, MD, Adria Pika, Sosa Nerdified, Everest, The Ninth Master, and Typical Anime. Thanks to the God Usopp Rank Dark Element, Eduardo Flores, Poozerker, Steve, Necro Sunny Parks, Maurice Luis Dreyfus, and Declan Esposito. And thanks to the Hashirama Cells Rank, Christopher Caras, Steve, and Gintama for Life. Thank you all so much for donating and pledging. It means the world to me, and it honestly helps the channel survive. Going through a little adpocalypse right now, not very cool, especially because I'm going through problems with my PayPal account, and that's a tragedy I have to deal with, and it's really sucking right now. Reading off the names really gets me every time, and I really genuinely appreciate every single one of you that helps even a little. Everyone that does is invited to the Discord server where I hang out. Regardless, have yourself a most wonderful evening, and I hope you enjoyed this video, but most importantly, remember to stay weird, fam.